United States Marine Code!
United States Marine Code!
1, 2, 3, 4, oh!
1, 2, 3, 4, oh!
United States Marine Code!
United States Marine Code!
Captain Iglesias, United States Marine Corps, Camp Pendleton, California. For a checkpoint duty for a Marine is probably one of the scariest things he could ever do. And the reason why is because he is exposed. The moment you walk out of that compound, you are under constant observation from the enemy. They see you leave, they watch you leave, they call each other, and they monitor every movement. You stop on a road, they know you're stopped. That gives them opportunity to conduct an attack on you. The invasion 2003 until now, almost 2007, Iraqis across the board, across the country have seen various amounts of checkpoints, whether they're checkpoints into firm bases or hasty checkpoints or roadside checkpoints. My personal experience with 2 tours in Iraq is the standard American checkpoint does not fare well with the Iraqis. First thing an Iraqi will see is a sign in Arabic that tells them checkpoint ahead, stop and slow the vehicle. Next thing they're going to see are strands of concertina wire. Then you're going to have regular orange traffic cones that you'd normally see on the roadside in America. If it's at nighttime, you're going to see road flares. These things are to alert the average Iraqi that there's a checkpoint up ahead and he's going to need to stop. Now, unfortunately, these Iraqis do not have the cognitive capacity to understand checkpoints. Sometimes they can't read the signs that we put up there. There's a general notion of a 40% literacy rate across Iraq. Now that means 40% of Iraqis have a 4th grade reading and writing level. Now this is an arbitrary number. These polls are taken in major cities. So in the major cities, you'll have 40% literacy rate. Outside of that, like Al-Anbar province, where the majority of the problems are, they do not have a 40%, it's much less than that. So they may not be able to read the signs, they may be scared. After trying different things, after trying the flares, trying different signs, trying different types of wire, different cones, we realized that it was not working. And after action reports, talking to the junior Marines, so our junior corporals, our sergeants, our lance corporal privates, we came to the conclusion that every time there was a firefight, every time there was an IED or something bad was going to happen, we noticed that the local civilians would throw debris into the road, whether it be trash, a pile of rocks, or spare tires in the road. We noticed that traffic would automatically stop and divert itself upon noticing debris in the road. So that was somehow some kind of cultural identification of danger ahead and to stop their vehicle. So what we did was, to make it less of a threat to the average everyday civilian, our checkpoints, we decided to throw trash and debris in the road instead of the cones, instead of the signs. And what that did was that allowed the vehicles to stop. So we no longer had a problem with firing warning shots. We no longer had a problem with shooting flares. We no longer had a problem with endangering innocent Iraqi civilians with our natural standing operating procedures, just by adapting to their cultural understandings and their cultural learnings of when they see trash in the road, they need to stop. For the amount of attacks in Ramadi, where we were, the amount of attacks really didn't change. What did happen was the speed of our vehicle checkpoints. So, for example, a regular vehicle checkpoint, we have to stop the vehicles, secure the area, open up the trucks, take out the cones, take off the wire, set up the signs. That now has taken 5 to 10 minutes of time of being stationary. That's more time for the enemy to plan his attack on us. Now, when we stopped doing that and moved to the tires, we stopped the vehicles, the Marines looked around, grabbed whatever was locally available, a box of trash, a tire, a couple rocks, threw it in the road, and 2 minutes later, the checkpoint was set up. Less time on the ground, less time being a threat, less stress for those Marines. Problem solved. I am less concerned with getting shot. I am less concerned with my Marines getting injured than hurting an innocent civilian. That was the most difficult thing for me. Standing outside in Ramadi, constant IEDs, constant attacks. 1 out of every 3 checkpoint 1 out of every 3 patrol, 1 out of every 3 operation, we were attacked. So we were constantly attacked by either snipers, IEDs, RPGs, machine gun fires, and sometimes, in the worst case, a combination of all of those. So whether it was a checkpoint or not, every day was possibly the worst day of my life. Not concerned for my safety, but the safety of my Marines and accomplishing the mission, which is to win the hearts and minds of the Iraqis, doing the right thing and only killing the enemy and preserving the civilian populace.